Australia, and welcome to the first episode of the new series of Life Support.
The only program that tells each and every one of you exactly how to live your lives.
True, because only Life Support has all the real life stylists. It's great to be back.
Yes, it is. My name's Dr. Rudy, and I'll be your media, medico, and money mentor, providing you with all the information you need to be healthy and happy.
I'm Penny, and I'll be showing you how to get the most out of life by doing the least, teaching you how to scam the man and the woman.
And I'm Todd, Life Support's handyman. And if do-it-yourself is your thing, then let me give you a hand with Todd's tips.
And I'm Sigourney. As a modern woman, I'll be nurturing all Australian women in all aspects of their lives, starting tonight with some wonderful ideas for your next dinner party.
And I've got something for all you first-time home buyers, showing you the quickest and cheapest way to renovate that Aussie dream.
I'll be revealing some of the financial benefits of batting for the other team.
And in a very personal family health segment, I'll be taking a look at the sensitive issue of euthanasia.
Yes, we've got all that and so much more, so let's get started.
Okay, so you bought your first house, but all you could afford was a dodgy fibro box like this one. So you don't even want to throw a housewarming party. But listen, there is a cheap way to turn fibro into beautiful, solid brick. All you got to do is get yourself some slide film and take a picture of a brick wall, like this one. Then on the night of your party, stick your slide into the old projector, stick it into the mailbox, and then project the brick onto the nice, flat fibro surface. Costs $20 for the film and processing, $10 for the extra long extension cord. I mean, that's what I call budget renovation. Hey, boys.
Hey, Todd. No, mate.
As a young socialite, I know how important it is to reciprocate hospitality by holding elaborate dinner parties at home. Unfortunately, this can be expensive, but it doesn't have to be. Let me show you how. First, invite a dozen of your closest friends over for a formal dinner party. Make a black tie so they know it will be special. And BYO, of course, since you'll be providing a sumptuous 5-course gourmet meal. Set the most elaborate table you can, with a candelabra, crystal, and as many pieces of cutlery as you can find. Let's face it, the more cutlery they see, the more courses they'll expect. Looks fabulous, doesn't it? Looks like we're in for a feast fit for a king. And a few queens. Now, when your guests arrive, take their expensive wines and make sure you walk them past the dining table.
Siggy, this looks fabulous.
You really have gone to some trouble here, haven't you?
Thank you. Just by the look of the table settings, they know they'll be in for a 5-star dining extravaganza. So you'll be the hottest hostess in town before you've even served a rice cracker. Okay, everyone's here. They're drinking their own alcohol, and I've got the rest of their quite excellent wines in here ready for dinner. And all I've served are a few homemade dips that I picked up from the local deli. Now, to take care of that dinner. Hello? What? Oh no! Oh no! No! I'm very sorry, everyone. My parents have been involved in a horrific accident. I'm gonna have to ask you all to leave. I'm so sorry.
Oh my God. Oh my dear.
And there we are. As far as my friends are concerned, I've thrown an amazing dinner, even though they didn't get to eat anything more than some hummus and a rice cracker. So I've got a dozen reciprocal black tie invites coming my way. Not to mention the fantastic wines I picked up tonight. Cheers. Oh, and don't worry about explaining how your parents are later. When you mix in social circles like this, no one ever asks.
I've just got to go to the bathroom.
Okay.
One thing I've learnt from spending time with Sigourney is that sometimes it pays to pander to a man's ego.
Like, he needs to feel fully confident if he's going to fully perform. So, next time you bring a boy home, why not make his night by telling him you're a virgin? You might want to practice in the mirror a couple of times so you don't crack up when you say it. This is my first time. This is my first time. And there you have it. You don't have to worry about sounding too convincing. By the time he gets to that stage, he'll have so many hormones in his brain, he'll believe anything. And thanks to your newfound faux virginity, he won't get performance anxiety because he thinks you've got no one to compare him to. And when you start using your Kama Sutra moves on him, he'll just think you're incredibly talented instead of incredibly experienced. This is my first time.
Oh, don't worry, I'll take care of you.
Oh, I was hoping you'd say that. See ya.
I didn't want to, people sort of think that, you know, I'm promiscuous, that kind of thing. So sometimes you do something like that to say to people, you know, this is, you know, my first time, or, you know, that kind of thing.
It's good for guys, you know, because guys can easily pretend that they're virgins, you know. But for girls, I think it's harder, you know. It can be easily discovered.
No, I don't think I would do. And I don't think I actually look too much like a virgin. And yeah, I don't think I'll come across as a virgin at all.
How's it? Dr. Rudy here. You'd be amazed how many men come into my surgery asking for Rohypnol. Of course, I'm very reluctant to sign these prescriptions since the media has stigmatized so-called date rape drugs. A man can get into a lot of trouble for giving a woman a good night's sleep. So I advise my patients against Rohypnol because there are things that you can get over the counter that are just as good. I'm talking about cocktails. Right here, I've got a Long Island iced tea. Triple six sour mix, vodka, tequila, rum, gin, and just enough Coca-Cola to make it taste harmless. If the average 60-kilo woman drinks 2 of these, she'll be flat on her back within the hour. Sure, they cost $15 each, but $30 is still cheaper than even the most rudimentary service offered by a prostitute. So don't skimp. It's a false economy. You see, the results speak for themselves, and technically, I've done nothing illegal. Just make sure you park close to the bar. It's hard work carrying a dead weight. Bye now.
Oh, Dr. Rudy, what a fabulous idea. I'm sure every Australian man is so relieved to have you back dispensing such valuable advice.
Valuable advice that's also incredibly economical.
Economical?
My word, splurging on expensive cocktails is a great way to keep a date cheap. You won't have to buy her breakfast the next morning since there's no way she'll be able to keep anything down.
It's also a great way to keep her figure trim.
Yes, it's a win-win situation.
You know, Dr. Rudy, it's funny you should mention eating because every modern woman knows that the best way to a man's heart is through his stomach.
That's right, Sigourney, but did you know you can also take a shortcut via his eyes?
Really?
My word, we men are visual creatures, and this is why you women invest a fortune in makeup, lingerie, and electrolysis.
So, if men are most stimulated by visual imagery, why not make his next feast one for his eyes as well? So here's Todd to show us all how to prepare a meal to whet more than just his appetite.
Thanks, Sigourney. Okay, ladies, let's get straight down to it. Get yourself a couple of pieces of bread. Now, it doesn't matter if it's white or rye bread. As Dr. Rudy says, it's all the same on the inside anyway. Cut off the crust and lay them on a large plate, neatly touching. Now, take 2 fillets of smoked salmon, halve them and roll them lengthways into strips, 2 quite thin and 2 thicker. Then fold and position the strips in layers over the edges of the bread, just like this. Now, here's a detail that people tend to forget. wrap a caper in a triangular fold of salmon and pop it just here. Now, capers used to be quite hard to find, but these days they're pretty much available anywhere. Then add a squeeze of lime and lightly brush a dressing of equal parts of honey, anchovy oil and tarragon vinegar. This helps to give the dish a lovely glisten and also helps to stimulate the olfactory senses as well. Then lastly, add a little bush of alfalfa there for garnish. Use as little or as much as you like. Voila, a symphony in salmon. Looks great, but how does it taste? Well, let's dive in. That is top tucker.
I love going to concerts, especially when I'm close enough to get hit with sweat every time the lead singer shakes his head. Problem is, getting tickets that good is a drag. This single file camping sucks. So, I'm going to show you a great way to get to the front of the line without wasting your time. First up, go home and get a good night's sleep. Leave these losers to their concrete. It's 8 o'clock. I'm well rested and ready to swing into action. All I need is my Ticketek t-shirt, which I had made up yesterday. A white t-shirt with the Ticketek logo looks pretty official to me. Now I'm off to talk to the kiddies. Can I have your attention, please? Is anyone waiting for tickets to the Marilyn Manson concert?
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry, we've just received news from America this morning. Due to a family emergency, Mr. Manson will be pulling out of the tour. I'm sorry, but there will be no tickets on sale today. Be prepared to be yelled at and verbally abused for a few minutes. Yes, sir, I appreciate your disappointment. If you have a problem, please put it in writing and send it to Ticketek. Then when all the brouhaha's died down, you'll find yourself at the front of the queue. Just in time.
I can't believe it. I can't believe you won't let me go. Everyone else is allowed to go, but I'm not allowed to go. You're the worst parents ever. I hate you. I wish I was adopted.
As doors slamming and yelling become everyday communication in your home, or his adoption wishes crushing your parental esteem, well, don't worry. Dr. Rudy is here with more timely advice for all you perturbed parents whose little angel has fallen along with his testicles and turned into a teenage devil. There is a way to teach your child how to respect your feelings. When he next tries emotional blackmail by wishing he was adopted, just tell him he is.
I wish I was adopted.
You are.
This shock admission is sure to get his attention. Then continue by telling him that since things obviously aren't working out, you'd appreciate it if he could start looking for his biological parents now. If the child remains skeptical about your confession, prepare an old shoebox full of history to further legitimize your claims. An old birth certificate from a country town and a tatty black and white photo of a girl too young to be a responsible mother should convince him that any family resemblance is just a coincidence. And if you really want to teach him a lesson, just tell him that you've taken the liberty of tracking down his real parents for him and they will be here to pick him up soon. Now, just get 2 of your friends and dress them as a teenager's worst parental nightmare and send him on his way.
You were going to live with them now. And you won't be needing that where you're going.
It'll only take a buggy ride around the block for him to realize that life with you isn't so bad after all. And you've taught him that when it comes to emotional blackmail, compared to you, he is a complete novice. This is Dr. Rudy asking you to remember me in your acceptance speech for Parent of the Year. Bye now.
Gee, what a top idea.
Yes, more advice that you won't find on any other lifestyle show. It does feel good to be back.
Oh, it certainly does. And because we're back,
And here for you.
it means that we're ready to receive your letters and emails.
That's right. So if you've got a problem, an issue, or just want a decision made, why not write in and tell us about it?
That's right. Just send your letters into Life Support, Locked Bag 028, Crow's Nest 1585.
I look forward to reading some of those.
I look forward to the next segment.
Hey, if you've been paying attention, then you should know by now that on Life Support, I'm the one showing you the coolest techniques to take advantage of other people. It's such an important part of life. Well, today I'm going to show you how to double the number of people you can take advantage of overnight. All you have to do is become a lesbian. Come with me, I'll show you how. Becoming a lesbian isn't a big deal. You can still have sex with men. Most lesbians do, except for the ugly ones. Because having sex with men is still the best way to get ahead at work. But having sex with women can be useful too. Look, basically, the rule of thumb is, if you want to screw with someone's head, you've got to screw them first. If having sex with another woman doesn't turn you on, that's no reason not to do it. There are several ways to psych yourself up to go down. First of all, do your research. Watch your porno. They've always got lesbians in them. Then, step 2, get really drunk. Everything seems like a better idea when you're off your face. Then when it comes to the crunch, just lie back, close your eyes, and let her do all the work. Women are naturally selfless, so she'll probably go along with it. Once she's your doe-eyed love slave, it's all plain sailing. Lead her to believe you're sleeping around because you think she's fat, or make her feel you're embarrassed to be seen with her because she says stupid things. Don't worry, you'll instinctively know how to manipulate her. Basically, do to her everything a man's ever done to you.
I've got to go.
Oh, before you do, you still haven't given me your PIN number. This isn't much use without it, Pumpkin.
1585. See ya.
See ya.
I mean, everybody loves you when you buy and, you know, and all that, but I don't know. I don't know if I just could be bothered. Like, I'll find other ways instead of using my sexuality.
I don't know. If the incentive's right enough, I might be able to sleep with a man, but I wouldn't think so, like, just right now.
I wouldn't do it, but I mean, girls always look better on other girls, so why not?
You know, I'll say to my girlfriends, oh, hey, you know, she's all right. Oh, she's really pretty, actually, like that. But not, you know, hey, I'll, you know, try and get her in that sort of frame of mind and, you know, try and use her or anything like that, no.
Jeez, Penny, you're full of surprises.
That's right, Todd. This year, I'm pulling out all the stops.
Yeah, right. So what are you, lipstick?
Todd,
Oh, right, lavender. Well, you're definitely not diesel.
can you watch the segment?
Yeah, I'll watch the segment. Maybe I should watch it again.
Oh, well, sorry, Todd, there's no time for that, because right now, we're going to watch this.
So do you, like, get constant cravings?
Now, I know some of you ladies like to read books. I'm not going to criticise that. We all have our little vices. But as a modern woman, it's important that we don't intellectually intimidate the man in our life. So, next time you bring back your latest hottie to your place, never let him see one of these. No man will feel like a man with a woman who's read all these political biographies, social essays, and great works of literature. So you've got to hide them where no man will think of looking. I find the best place is under the kitchen sink. Hide them in here behind the cleaning products. Even if a man does open the cupboard, one look at the Pano Clean and he'll shut it again, quick smart. Now there might be times when you actually want to read when he's around. Simple, just take a book. I'm using James Joyce's Ulysses. Just cut out the pages and glue them into your favourite magazine. Now, of course, one side of each page is going to be glued down. So you'll have to buy another copy of the same book to get all the opposite pages. Now all you have to do is avoid dropping insightful, informed comments during conversation.
James Joyce is so overrated.
I find the best way to do this is to say nothing. And finally, I must say a word about reading in bed. I know it's popular, but it's just so unnecessary. Any woman who needs to read to get to sleep isn't managing her social life correctly. Nighty-night.
How's it? Dr. Rudy here with more comforting counsel for fretful family members. There is nothing more distressing than watching an elderly relative suffer an agonizingly long and painful death. And since euthanasia is still illegal, there is no quick relief in sight. This situation is archaic and inhumane. If Aunt Martha here were a dog, a vet would put her down without a second thought. So that's exactly what you should do. Simply dress your terminally ill to look like a pet dog and take them to the nearest vet to be put down. Come on, Martha. And this way you can rest easy knowing that your loved one has died peacefully and with dignity. Bye now.
Dr. Rudy, I'm so sorry for your loss.
I'm fine. Just remember to tell the vet you want a home burial for your pet. Otherwise, you'll lose your deposit on the animal costume.
Yeah, right. Well, I can't believe it, but here we are at the end of the first show of Series 2.
And didn't time fly? But don't worry, because we'll be back next week with some more great ideas on how to make your life just that little bit better.
I'll be dispensing more valuable advice in my family health segment. If you're the parent of a teenage girl, you can't afford to miss it.
I'll be demoing the quickest, cheapest and most stimulating way to repaint a room.
I'll be illuminating you ladies out there on the latest in birth control.
And I'll be heading back into the kitchen, and you know you wouldn't want to miss that.
Till then, keep sending those letters in.
And in the meantime, why not bake something?
And remember, we're here for you.
Good night, Australia.